we're going to talk a little bit about trust and why your clients may not trust you yet, okay? So how many of you may have walked away from a listing appointment and said, I totally nailed that, and then the next day you get a phone call that they went with another agent? Anybody? Just me? Right? Or maybe you have a phone call with a prospective buyer and it goes so well and they cancel on you before your buyer consultation. Anybody that happened to? Well, it's because they don't trust us yet. So today we're going to talk about how to slow down and build trust quickly. So quick story for you guys. Back in 2015, in case you don't remember 2015, that's when Taylor Swift was shaking it off across the country. Well, my husband and I were shaking off being the number 2 real estate team in the state of Georgia for Keller Williams. And one of our favorite clients had us over for dinner one night. And Wills, as soon as she opens the door and welcomes us, says, so how's business? In this gorgeous British accent that I tend to butcher with my magnolia mouth. So Wills said, how's business? And I said, Wills, business is great. We are the number 2 Keller Williams real estate team in the state of Georgia. And she looked at me and she said, well, you'll never be number 1. And I thought, Wills, why will we never be number 1? And she said something I'll never forget. She said, because you care about people too much. The next year, my husband and I went on to be the number 1 real estate team for the state of Georgia for Keller Williams. And from that moment on, what I knew is that we were number 1 because we treat everyone like our only one. And that, my friends, is trust. So today we are going to dive into the 4 components of the circle of trust. And the first component is exactly what Wills was talking about. It's empathy, it's understanding, care, and authenticity. So often we as real estate agents get on the phone with our prospective client and we just rush to set the appointment and we fail to show empathy. So how do you actually show empathy on the very first phone call? You ask questions and you discover their motivation. So my favorite line, and I would encourage you to write it down, is moving is a lot of hard work. What put that on your radar? And then you just listen. And the client may say, well, we just got a dog and we really want to move so we have a bigger backyard. And your next question is, well, what kind of dog did you get? And they say, well, we got a Chihuahua. And you're like, oh, great. So how big of a yard do you need for your Chihuahua, right? And you just keep digging in. So when we think about empathy and motivation, we have to just wait. So a lot of times, I'm a high D personality, any other driven, like high D, fast moving people in this room, and I just want to get to the point, right? So when I'm on a buyer consultation or a listing consultation, so often I have to write a word on the top of my paper, and you know what that word is? Wait. W-A-I-T. And do you know what WAIT stands for? Why am I talking? And it just reminds me to listen and ask more questions and do less talking, because that is how we truly build empathy. The second component of the circle of trust is competency. And when we think of competency, we think of knowledge, skills, and experience. So Jason Abrams said something I love. He said, I can know that you care about me, but if you don't have the knowledge, skills, and experience to back it up, then that's just a nice footnote. And isn't that the truth? But so often on our first phone call with a potential client, we don't slow down to show them our knowledge. And yeah, we may talk about how we know the area, but this is my favorite thing to do because I want the consumer to know that I know what's happening in the local market. So my question always on that call was, so how much do you know about the Atlanta real estate market? And then I actually what? Wait. And I listen. And then I say, so tell me this, do you care if I share with you a little perspective about what I'm seeing right now? And they say, oh, absolutely, that's why we called you. And then I would say something like this. So right now in Atlanta, homes are selling for 95% of the list price in about 37 days on the market. But here at the Peters Company, we're actually selling homes in 17 days on the market for 97% of the list price. We're getting 2% more money in half the time than the average Atlanta agent. So I would love to meet with you tomorrow at 4 or Thursday at noon to show you how we're doing that. I've automatically shown my worth. So we've shown empathy, we've shown our competency, and then we're gonna dive into transparency. So let's think about transparency. Is that not a buzzword right now in our industry, right? So when we think about transparency, we wanna have that conversation up front on that first appointment with our client. And I would encourage all of you, print this slide. It's straight from Value Squared, and walk your clients through the circle of trust. And when you get to transparency and you say, so Mr. Seller, honesty, clarity, openness, and communication is so important to me. And here's what I actually know, that real estate transactions can have a few bumps, and it can be a little bit of a roller coaster sometime. And here's why, because people are involved in lots of people. So when something happens that may not be favorable, on a scale of 1 to 10, how honest do you want me to be with you? And what are they all gonna say? 10, 10. And then I say, oh great, because I want you to treat me like a 10 too. And a 10 to me means that you tell it to me quickly and you tell me like it is. What does a 10 mean to you? And then I say, Mr. Seller, when something happens in the transaction, I'm gonna run to you, but I promise I am never gonna bring you a problem that I don't have a solution for. We have to talk about this up front. The final component in the circle of trust is dependability. And it's really difficult to show our dependability on the first phone call with a potential client. But dependability is promises kept, expectations met, and confidentiality maintained. You should end every single phone call with this sentence: here's what happens next. Because here's the thing, our clients don't remember. In fact, most of them don't do real estate transactions every day. In fact, it's every 7 to 10 years. So when we get off the phone, we say, so here's what happens next, Mr. Seller. I am gonna send you a Google Calendar invite as soon as we get off the phone for our appointment tomorrow at 4. And what I would love to do is send you a link to our seller questionnaire. And if you and your wife could spend about 10 minutes tonight filling out that seller questionnaire, it will help me prepare best for our time together tomorrow. And here's why. Because we know that the Georgia tax records, honestly, aren't always accurate. And I want to make sure that we spend time tomorrow talking about the accurate comparables. And then as soon as I hang up that phone, what do? I send them the calendar invitation and I send them an email with a link to the seller questionnaire. So when we think about trust, there's a word that goes in the center under trust. And the word is this: it's expectations. We as agents think, oh, I'm gonna go lay out all my expectations for this client. But what we know is that they have expectations for us too. And trust is actually gained when we meet and exceed our clients' expectations. And here's what I'll tell you. If you go on a listing appointment or a buyer consultation and you feel like you can't meet the expectations of that client, don't take the listing or don't take the buyer, because it only ends in disappointment. and you lose trust. So one of my favorite lines, if I'm meeting with a seller and their price is just too high, I say to him, Mr. Seller, I would absolutely love to take your listing, and I would love to work with you, but I just do not feel that I can get you the price that you are hoping for. And what I would rather do is turn you down than let you down. Because trust, guys, is the foundation of every relationship. So there's a book by Dr. Henry Cloud called Trust. Has anyone read it? It's so good. By the way, you should add it to your list of the many other books you've gotten from this week, right? So Dr. Henry Cloud says this. He says, we long to feel safe and secure, and trust is the currency that brings those feelings about in our life. Webster defines trust as a noun, but the Cambridge Dictionary actually defines trust as a verb, and it says this: to believe that someone is good or honest and will not harm you, or that something is safe and reliable. Is it safe? That's what your clients are thinking. Is it safe to hire you as their real estate agent? And we have to start slowing down to build trust quickly up front and keep it over time so we have clients for life. So thank you guys for having me. Go build trustful relationships. See you later.